Hello everyone, welcome to our Vision Institute and I welcome you all to our YouTube channel. Welcome to Daily Dose of Vocabulary based on the Hindu editorials, and like every day I'm again here with top 10 vocabulary words based on the Hindu editorials. Let us see what is our first motivational line for today. Very good morning to you all. So our motivational line for today is: we can't change the direction of the wind, but we can adjust the sails. So most of you will be familiar with this proverb. This is a proverb. This is an Indian proverb. We frequently use this proverb in Hindi also, in Bengali also. We use this proverb like when we cannot change the direction of the wind. So it is not in our hands to change the direction of the wind, but we can adjust the sails according to our wish, according to our needs. So we can adjust the sails, right? So that is in our hand to adjust the sails, but to adjust the direction of the wind is not in our hands. So it means, what is the meaning of this motivational line? The motivational line means that what is in your hands, you should try to do that, but what is not in your hands, you should not worry about that. You should not spend time wasting your time thinking about that, or getting depressed thinking about that which is not in your hands. You cannot do that, do anything for that. So you should not waste your time thinking about that, getting depressed about that. So that is what this motivational line means, right? Let us see what is our first vocabulary word for today. Our first vocabulary word for today is strip. Okay, so what is the meaning of strip? Strip is a noun which means in Hindi, which means patti. Okay, strip is a noun which means patti, or you can say in English, remove all coverings from. So you are stripping something, that means you are removing the coverings. Okay, you are removing the coverings, you are removing the layers, that means it's strip, right? So stripping means getting naked basically, right? So that is strip. Synonyms can be layer, ribbon, rod. These can be the synonyms. Antonyms can be whole. WHOLE, obviously it's not HOLE, just HOLE is another meaning. It's a hole, that means it's a rabbit hole or something. But WHOLE, whole means in Bengali we say full. In Hindi we can say that it's the whole amount. Okay, the total thing. In how to use it in a sentence: please strip the beds and put the bed sheet in the washing machine. So you are stripping the beds, that means you are taking the bed sheets from the bed out, right? So the bed sheets are taken out from the bed, that means you are stripping the bed, right? And put the bed sheets in the washing machine. So sheets are put in the washing machine to wash. That is called stripping. Our next vocab is ATRABILIOUS. Okay, what is the meaning of ATRABILIOUS? ATRABILIOUS is an adjective. In Hindi we can say udas, or in English we can say bad tempered or irritable. So you are having a bad temperament, you are not in a good mood, you are irritated, you are irritable, right? That is called ATRABILIOUS, right? Synonyms can be doleful, discouraged, miserable, morose. Antonyms can be placid, easygoing. These can be the antonyms. Okay, and how to use it in a sentence: because my father has an ATRABILIOUS temper, I don't approach him often. So why I don't approach my father, I don't go to my father with my problems? Because he has an ATRABILIOUS temper. That means his temperament is very bad. Okay, he gets irritated easily, or he is a very short tempered person, right? So that is why my father has an ATRABILIOUS temperament, so I don't go to him with my problems, right? Our next vocab is plaintive. Plaintive is an adjective which means in Hindi dardnayak, or you can say in English expressing suffering or sadness, sounding sad and mournful. So you are expressing that you are very sad, or you have sadness, or you are mourning, right? Mourn means rona in Hindi. Basically in Bengali we say kanna, right? Synonyms can be aching, agonized, bitter, mournful, sad. Antonyms can be delighted, exulting, glorying, happy, joyful. These can be the opposite words. How to use it in a sentence: when the poet was heartbroken, he wrote plaintive poems that echoed his own sorrow. तो when the poet was heartbroken, जब when the poet कवि की जब दिल टूट गया था, so he wrote plaintive poems. So he wrote दर्दनायक poems, right? So he wrote poems which were full of sadness. He wrote poems which were full of agony, right? So that is when we use this agonized. Agony has come into agonized, right? So these are plaintive things, plaintive poems that echoed his sorrow, जिसके अंदर से उसके अपनी दुख निकल के आ रहे थे, right? So here we have our first idiomatic expression. What is the first idiomatic expression we have for today? It's he is not playing with a full deck. So what is the meaning of this idiomatic expression, or what is the meaning of this idiom? He is not playing with a full deck. That means he is dumb. Okay, so whenever you try to use, you get this kind of a situation where you want to use an idiomatic expression where you want to express this thing that he is dumb, or somebody is dumb, somebody is acting dumb, or somebody is showing his dumbness or her dumbness. You can write he is not playing with a full deck. So this kind of idiomatic expression you can use where you want to say that he is dumb. Our next vocab is scurrilous. Scurrilous is an adjective which means in Hindi mithya, or you can say in English something that is said or done to ruin the person's reputation. Basically, so, some scurrilous act means that kind of act जिसके वजह से किसी का reputation harm हो सकता है और किसी का reputation खराब हो सकता है. You are ruining, you are spoiling somebody else's reputation, right? Synonyms can be abusive, vituperative, derogatory. Antonyms can be clean, decent, moral, differential, tempered. These can be the antonyms. How to use it in a sentence? The principal warned the troublesome student about making scurrilous remarks about his peers. So the principal warned the troublesome student. There was a student who was very naughty. So the principal warned him, right? The principal warned that student because the student was making scurrilous remarks तो about his peers. तो अपने दोस्तों के बारे में the student was making very bad remarks which are spoiling their reputation, right? So he was making bad remarks. The principal warned that child not to make scurrilous remarks about your peers, right? Our next vocab is covenant. Covenant is a noun which it means in Hindi pratigya patra, or you can say an agreement, agree by lease or deed or other legal contract. Basically it's an agreement. It can be a legal contract, it can be a lease or a deed or anything else. Basically it's a contract, that is a covenant. Synonyms can be accord, deal, bargain, settlement. These can be the synonyms. Antonyms can be disagreement, denial, misunderstanding. These can be the opposite words. How to use it in a sentence? Before you get married, you should know marriage is a covenant in which both parties agree to love and respect each other. So before getting married, you should know that marriage is a covenant. So marriage is basically an agreement where both parties agree to love and respect each other, right? So that is covenant. Our next vocab is vandalize. Vandalize is a verb which means upadrav machana, or in English you can say to intentionally damage property belonging to other people. That means you are damaging other people's property or others' property, right? So you are damaging others' property. You are making a disaster in any other person's property. That is called vandalizing or vandalize. Synonyms can be demolish, damage. Antonyms can be build, construct. These can be the antonyms. How to use it in a sentence? The bathroom was mostly locked because people tried to vandalize it. So the bathroom was mostly locked. Bathroom was locked, and it was locked for the most of the time of the day. Why? Because people tried to vandalize it. Basically, people have this habit when there is a common toilet or when there is a public toilet, people try to break or damage or demolish the toilets, right? So that is why the bathroom was mostly closed. Our next idiomatic expression for today is he is off his rocker. What is the meaning of this idiomatic expression? He is off his rocker. The meaning of this idiomatic expression is he is crazy. So when you have this kind of a situation where you want to use this kind of a term, or when you want to replace this sentence, or you want to replace this he is crazy with an idiomatic expression, you can write he is off his rocker, which means he is crazy, right? So this is what is the meaning of he is off his rocker. Our next vocab is gaunt. Gaunt is an adjective which means in Hindi it means patla, or you can say in English it means extremely skinny, typically because of illness or starvation. So basically gaunt means it's not skinny just for any other reason. It means skinny, or with the person is gaunt, that means a person is skinny out of starvation. मतलब बहुत दिनों से उन्होंने खाया नहीं है या फिर डाइट में है, he is starving, or it has और वो पतले हो गए हैं out of some illness, right, diseases. That is called gaunt. Synonyms can be grim or thin. Antonyms can be fat or heavy. How to use it in a sentence? After being held in a dark basement for 3 months, the prisoner was gaunt and weak. So after the prisoner was kept in the basement for 3 months. 3 महीने से उनको basement पे रखा गया था, कोई खाना नहीं मिला उनको, कुछ नहीं मिला. That is why he became gaunt and weak. Right? Our next vocab is recalcitrant. Recalcitrant is an adjective which means Ariel. In English you can say having an obstinately uncooperative attitude towards authority or discipline, or you can say who is stubborn, bahut ziddi, that is called recalcitrant. Synonyms can be intractable, unmanageable, refractory. Antonyms can be amenable, docile, or docile, whatever you can pronounce. Complaint, these can be the antonyms. How to use it in a sentence? Training the recalcitrant puppy was quite a challenge. So somebody was training this puppy who was very stubborn, who was not ready to do anything. So that puppy was very stubborn. It was quite a challenge to train that kind of a puppy, right? So our next vocab is acquittal. Our next vocab is acquittal, which is a noun जिसका मीनिंग होता है हिंदी में दोष मुक्त, or you can say in English a setting of free from the charge of an offense or verdict. That means what is the meaning of acquittal? This is a basically legal term which means that there was some charge or offense in your name and you have been set free from the charge, right? Verdict came out of that. That is, synonyms can be absolution, exoneration, exculpation. Antonyms can be conviction, accusation, incrimination. These can be the antonyms. How to use it in a sentence? When there is not enough evidence, a criminal case will usually end with an acquittal. What is the meaning? When there is not enough evidence, when there is no enough evidence, that means there is no evidence no evidence for you, in support of you, that then or you can say against you. There is no evidence against you in a case. That means you will be acquitted. That means you will be set free, right? So that is acquittal. Our last idiomatic expression for today is he is sitting on the fence. So what is the meaning of this idiomatic expression that he is sitting on the fence? This means he can't make up his mind. That means he can't make up his mind. He can't decide. That is when we use this kind of idiomatic expression, he is sitting on the fence. Okay, so he can't make up his mind or he can't decide something. That is when we use this kind of phrase that he is sitting on the fence, right? So he can't make up his mind is the meaning. Our last vocabulary word is persuasion. Persuasion is a noun which means anunay in Hindi, or you can say in English the act of attempting to influence someone. So you are attempting to influence someone, that is persuasion. Synonyms can be opinion, conviction, faith, view. Antonyms can be dissuasion, distrust, constraint, disbelief. These can be the opposite words. How to use it in a sentence? He had always been blessed with the power of persuasion. So he had always been blessed. That means he has this power, intrinsic power. That means which was from the beginning. He was blessed when he was born with this power, with the power of persuasion, right? He was born with this power. So what is the power of persuasion? That means somebody having a power which makes people to have faith in that person, or makes people to have conviction on that person, so that is faith. Okay, that means I trust you. That is your persuasive power, or your persuasion, power of persuasion, right? So this is our last vocabulary word for today. These were our top 10 vocabulary words for today, and 3 idiomatic expressions. I hope you like the session. If you like the session, do click on the like icon, and comment in our video how you are liking the videos, and what do you want in our videos. You can write anything to us. I'll be there answering your questions. Any doubts, any questions, you can ask in the comment box. And if you are new to our channel, don't forget to subscribe our channel and click on the bell icon so that you get all the recent updates. And yes, share it with your friends and relatives who need this kind of videos, right? Thanks for watching, and see you next day. Till then, take care. Goodbye.